so this is the final issue, issue 4 of Scourge of Serpent. Um, Actually quite disappointed in this one. So, which is a rare thing for Conan. Um, so revealed last time they're all kind of reincarnations of each other. This witch there's talking about this bringing them together in different over time periods, and apparently there's like 3 other different time periods where Conan's king. He seems to be undead, which is weird, and the other chap, which is like his deadly reflection or whatever, and they're going to fight this serpent thing, and they talk about the woeful god that awoke at the end of the last miniseries, and the serpent ring, and the ring's been broken, and there will be a war in the nightmares, in the nightmare realm, which I suppose is going to be another crossover at some point, maybe, because they probably never get to it. We shall see. Which again, cool demons. We saw that demon in the other one. Um, and then it turns out that she is kind of seducing each one individually at the same time, and then they flash back to where they were. So Conan's cutting the head off the Naga. He's defeating his spiritual opponent, and Cully's there basically trying to clear out all the serpents from his throat ring. Funny enough, Cole gets actually probably more to do in this than Conan does. So yeah, that's it, and that's where we stop. And then Conan basically decides to flee and disappears over the horizon. They're talking about um, he's got the serpent ring. He doesn't know what to do with it. And in space, the Dark God's waiting there, and then she's kind of like saying about there's another potential warrior for this war across time, as it were. And it turns out it's the lass that was saved way back in those original Conan stories, in the Black Stone saga, I think it was called. And she has a baby, and there's going to be like a descendant of one or three, a reincarnation. I'm not too sure what it's going to be. Anyway, the point of being this is like I say, Conan virtually does nothing. There's nothing going on in here that needs to be done. This miniseries has been an exposition miniseries, basically to let them get to the part where we get another descendant of Conan. And I think this is going to be done probably in a 3 issue, maybe even in an annual. If they just tailored it a little bit differently. I mean, the whole thing about the sneaking into the thing at the beginning of the story, and then Conan defeating the Naga, that crime part could have been disappeared. That wouldn't make no difference. These people the other 2 stories kind of got exactly to where they needed to be. She was talking about the woman that possessed. He was talking about the snakes in the thing. So you could have probably cut, you know, 10, 15 pages off of that just by that way. And I can see why they wanted to do it, and I can see why it probably we shouldn't have been a Conan book in the Conan main series. So why it'd been separate. I mean, you could have done it Savage Sword possibly, but I reckon a one-off special, 124 pages, 64 pages, whatever it would be. You could probably done this and got to exactly the same point in time, and set up the next thing that they are doing to set up in this, and it wouldn't have cost 25 quid or whatever it is, 20 quid. It would cost you a tenner. So I'm kind of a bit annoyed about that in that respect, because these 3 don't, they don't fight together, they don't travel together, they don't even interact together, technically speaking. It's, this kind of tale told across 3 time zones, but there's no interaction with any of the other one. So yeah, it does what it sets out to do. I just think it could have done it in a quicker, more to the point way. So that's kind of why I'm disappointed. Artwork wise, great. Writing wise, the actual core of core of the story, very very cool. We've got some progression. We're kind of steering away from some of the doodah chappy man, the snake chap kind of thing. So we're not kind of constantly going back to him all the while. But yeah, it's just a shame that it took 4 issues to do it. Yeah, $5 book. So yeah, yeah, 20 quid. 20 quid. What's this? 460. So yeah, just over £20 to do this. I reckon they could have done it in a single annual. So yeah, all in all, it gets the job done, but it's a shame. There you go. Anyway, I think that's pretty much what I can say about this one so far. So thanks for listening, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye bye.